Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new video for you all today. So today I bring you guys loot from 1000 Thermonuclear Smoke Devils, requiring 93 Slayer to kill. This is one of the highest level Slayer monsters that I'm going to be making a video of. Originally I was planning to do Cerberus, but I believe I'm going to be saving that for next video. And before we get into today's video, we do have some words from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends, so let's get right into that. So an amazing announcement for you all about the mobile game that I recommended you about a month ago. Raid Shadow Legends special tournament is happening globally right now, and you can compete with me and millions of other players in a massive arena tournament for crazy in-game prizes and even physical prizes that winners will get delivered straight to their house. Just a reminder for those who missed it last time, Raid is the brand new free-to-play mobile RPG with an amazing storyline, awesome 3D graphics, boss fights, PvP battles, and hundreds of champions to collect and customize. This truly is the best time to join the action. Check out the description of this video and download Raid only through my link to receive 50,000 silver immediately, plus a free epic champion as a new player program, and you'll also automatically enter the special launch tournament right away. Well, with all that being said, a big thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video, and let's go ahead and get into the vid. So, starting off with about 5,500 Slayer points. You know, the goal was to kill 1000 Thermonuclear Smoke Devils this whole entire video, and I figured I definitely had enough Slayer points from start to finish, and luckily for me, we actually got assigned the task on the very first try, so didn't really have to spend too many points there. As it pertains to spending money though, as you guys could just see, all of the supplies that we were going to be using during this video, the super combat potions, the prayer potions, and the food, did come out to be just about 13.3 mil, and the reason I wanted to price check it in the beginning was so that at the very end we can price check all those items again and see just exactly how much money we did spend to make this video. Now, I know a lot of people are known to use magic against the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil, but I did decide to use the melee method, and the main reason for that is simply because I just wanted to maximize my profit here, and I would say the only difference between using the magic method here and the melee method is simply you get a lot more kills per inventory using the magic method than you do using the melee method. Most of the time, if you're using magic here, you would ideally use the Trident of the Swamp or the Trident of the Seas, but there is also the Theater of Blood staff that you can use here and pretty much never have to bank because you're constantly healing yourself and it's really beneficial. However, I kept it pretty basic myself and I was just using the Tentacle Whip with the full Carol setup and of course Dragon Claws for the special attack. Now with this method and of course being maxed and all of the bonuses that I did have, I was averaging anywhere from 12 to 20 kills per trip, and really what determined my kills per trip was just seeing the food drops, which are the kebabs, and as well as the prayer potion drops. If there would be any trip where I would get multiples of those, then I could extend a little bit longer. And I would say the only other method for actually killing this boss would be the SpecTele Method, which is mainly if you have a maxed ornament pool in your player-owned house. If you're maxed, usually people Dragon Claw spec it and then kill it with a whip like once, and then they teleport directly to their house, recharge their spec, and simply run back and do the same thing. I'm not too sure of the differences in kills per hour using that method compared to the one I was doing, but I would assume that using Dragon Claw spec and just spec and teleporting is a lot less clicking than constantly clicking under the boss every single time you hit it with a whip. And of course, to make this much easier to do, you'd have to be on right click only, so you're constantly just left clicking directly under the boss and it's not getting in the way or anything, and then right clicking attacking, left click under, right click attack. It's very annoying, very repetitive, but I'd say after a few hundred kills I really got the hang of it. The first day my hand did hurt after a little bit, but honestly you get used to it pretty quickly. But if you're one of those people that doesn't enjoy all that clicking, then I would definitely recommend the SpecTele Method or of course the magic method. Alright, well I think that's it for all of the tactics on how you can actually kill this boss, and if any of that sounded confusing then simply look up a guide. There was actually 3 before I started this video that were pretty good, so always a guide on YouTube somewhere. Now moving on to more exciting things, the drop table of the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil. So the drops are pretty unique on this boss, and you know, they're good for Iron Men accounts. As you can see, that #1 drop I'd say for Iron Men right there would be the Noted Molten Glass, really beneficial for crafting. Also some other nice resources that the Thermonuclear drops would be the coal, the gold ore, the mithril bars, as well as the magic seeds. I would say the most beneficial rare drop on the rare drop table from this boss would be that right there, the Occult Necklace, which I do believe is best in slot for any account as it pertains to magic on this game. Currently at a price of 969k, almost towards 1 mil again. It does actually go down in price quite a bit over the couple years that it's been in the game, but it is pretty stable right now, so it's nice to see that it's going up a little bit. Now, the occult necklace is actually 1 in 350, and the most expensive rare that this boss drops is, of course, the smoke battle staff, which I'm sure most of you guys knew, and that, of course, is 1 in 512 with a market value of 3.6 mil. Also has a really rare drop of a dragon chain body, which is 1 in 2000, which I wasn't really going for during this video. I think some Ironman accounts do need it for a master clue step, if I'm not mistaken, but I myself wasn't really excited to, you know, go for that. I just really wanted the pet, which is 1 in 3000, and one of my favorite pets in the game. If you guys do recall, on our last Slayer loot video was 1000 Kraken, and we did receive the pet during that video, so I did make that my main goal during this video, and you know, I guess we'll see towards the end if it did actually happen. But yeah, those are pretty much all of the rare drops from this boss. I mean, it's pretty simple, you know, all the drops were kept in one tab throughout the video start to finish, and they were all tracked accordingly, as well as the coins. I did make sure to have all platinum tokens before I started this video, so that all the coin drops, which really do add up over time because they're a pretty common drop from this boss, can be 100% accurate towards the end. Now, at this point in the video, since we started at KC 947, we were actually 200 kills in, and we've been receiving multiple level 3 clue scrolls, as well as actually getting a master clue from a level 3, and that is because the clue scroll hard is 1 in 96 from this boss, and they also dropped the elite clue scroll, which is 1 in 500. You guys know I will always do the clue scrolls throughout these loot videos, and really did enjoy that. You know, it was always nice to take a break from the actual boss, and one of these days from one of these videos, I swear doing a clue scroll will actually pay off. But yeah, you guys will have to see if that paid off during this video or not. Now, the luck was pretty strong in the very beginning. You know, we did receive 2 occults in 2 different tasks, and overall we were just under 400 kills at this point. Now, at the very first task, I wasn't using a bracelet of slaughter, which does extend your Slayer task no matter what it is in the game. I was actually using ferocious gloves, but I quickly realized after spending 1,000 points just to get my second assignment of thermonuclear smoke devils that using a bracelet of slaughter would, if anything, just make the video go by much smoother, and we wouldn't have to use as many points. And honestly, for the most part, Duradel was pretty nice to me. I only had to use 1,000 points, I think, twice during the video. The other times it was just upwards, I think, of 3 to 4 to 500 just to get assigned the task. And I did check on the old school RuneScape wiki, and according to that, Duradel is the best Slayer master to use to get assigned thermonuclear smoke devil tasks, or just smoke devils in general. Now, something else that I wanted to try out during this video was to test a whip versus a rapier. So for the first 500 kills, I did use a tentacle whip, and it didn't dissolve or anything. I think I used like 7,000 charges, so I didn't lose any money on it. But after that, I did decide to use a rapier, and it was much more accurate, and I was receiving just about 2 to 4 more kills per inventory compared to the whip. So you will see me eventually switch to the rapier in this video, and that was mainly just to test, you know, the difference of speed per kills, and I was pretty impressed. I don't think I'd spend 180 mil just to do this task on a rapier, but nevertheless, it was nice to compare the two weapons as it pertains to kills per hour. Now, after all of those clue scrolls that we were getting, eventually after over 400 kills in, we did receive the best drop tradable wise that you can get from the thermonuclear smoke devil, which is the smoke battle staff, currently sitting at 3.4 mil. It was really nice to get this early on, so I didn't have to worry about it later on, you know, if I was never going to get it or anything. But yeah, at this point we had 2 occults, as you can see in the bank there, as well as the smoke battle staff, and overall the normal drops were adding up to be quite a bit as well. Specifically, the ancient staves and the dragon scimitars did stand out to me, as well as the stackable onyx bolt tips. You know, really nice to see some valuable items on the drop table of this boss. You know, requiring such a high Slayer level to kill, you'd expect that, you know, the normal drops, in case you don't get any rares at all, would add up to be a nice amount of GP, and you'll definitely see towards the end of the video just how much all of these normal random drops did add up to. And for you Iron Men out there, you know, there is other resources that I didn't mention before that do come in handy. For example, if you do anything revolving around bossing or Daganeth Kings or things like that, this boss actually drops unnoted Sandfuse serums. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's about a 1 in 42 drop, and those really do come in handy whenever you're trying to do Daganeth Kings and you need prayer as well as an anti-poison heal. So that's something to keep in mind. As you can see here, it did take me a little bit to get reassigned this task, and this time luckily we did get 196, which is on the higher end of the amount of smoke devils that you can get. Unluckily for me, my max cape perk that can possibly give you a back-to-back of the same Slayer task didn't work throughout this whole entire video, but that's not too uncommon for me. That actually happens during quite a few of these Slayer related loot videos. But yeah, this was a pretty kick-ass task, if I must say. We did actually get another occult, making it our third one, as well as another hard clue scroll, but we didn't really get anything exciting from that. Yeah, these clue scrolls, you know, time and time again, again, never seem to impress me. But, you know, the Masters and the Elites, I think those are the ones that really get me excited. The Hards are okay, but as you can see, something that looks so colorful and so unique, you know, two of the same pages, you know, some trimmed chaps and a mask, only worth 25k. It's alright though, we were blessed with our second Elite, which does match the drop table. You know, 1,000 kills, we did get 2 Elites. It's both 1 in 500 per Elite, so, you know, we did get on point with that. But yeah, from this one, we did receive a Royal Scepter, 140k overall, upgrading my wardrobe 1 day and 1 clue scroll at a time. And the luck did continue throughout this Slayer task. We did receive our 4th Occult Necklace, which I think we got about 3 in 1 day, because this video actually only took me 3 days to make. Hour-wise with the clue scrolls, it was about 30 hours total, but kill-wise, I think it was like 25 hours, because I was averaging anywhere from like 40 to 50 kills per hour, but it was all depending on how much attention I was paying. As I mentioned before, you know, constantly clicking under the boss does get pretty repetitive, so there would be occasions where I would just kind of stand there and take a little bit of damage, but for the most part, I was pretty efficient, I'd like to think. And finally, the last clue scroll of the video, we did receive just about 100k from it, and the very last rare drop of this video, we did receive another Occult Necklace, this being the 5th one, with just under 100 kills to go. And yes, unfortunately, kind of a spoiler alert, but we didn't receive the pet. Sadly, I really did want this pet. I definitely wanted it more than I wanted the Kraken one, but hey, at least we got an Ancient Staff, right, you know? But no, so it was unfortunate to not receive the pet, but at the end of the day, we did get over the drop rate on the Occult Necklaces, and we actually did manage to get a Smoke Battle Staff as well, so that really did benefit the price check. And let's go ahead and check out all of these drops, because there's certainly a lot of them. Alright, so starting from the top, as you can see here, all the normal drops, we have all of the runes, the pure essence, the mystic, and the air battle staffs, as well as just a couple crystal keys. Decent amount of alchables, you know, 42 rune battle axes, 20 rune scimitars, 216 onyx bolt tips, and a lot of molten glass. Now, the very first price check coming out to be just about 12.2 mil. Accidentally added the bracelets of slaughter in there, which was 200k, so ignore that, and we can say that this price check was just about 12 mil exactly. Kind of a mistake there, I didn't notice that they were in that price check, but no worries. But yeah, certainly a lovely amount of snapdragon seeds, as well as magic seeds, and even 60 sandfuse serums, so even those added up to be quite a bit. Yeah, moving on to the second price check, all of the occults, all of the rares, and the ancient staffs, as well as the dragon scimitars, as well as 1.7 mil just in the coin drops that we did receive. All of these items do come out to be a pretty nice number. Overall price check of 13 mil, so we go ahead and add in 13 to 12 mil, all the rares and all the normal drops, for a grand total of 25 mil from 1,000 Thermonuclear Smoke Devil. Now, if you were to get 0 rares at all, if you're just really unlucky, then you'd at least make 16.8 mil just in the normal drops. Now, as it goes for the supplies, we did start with just about 13 mil in supplies, and we ended with just about 10 mil, so we only lost 3 mil in food and potions, which really isn't too bad, and we certainly would have lost a lot more in supplies had we used magic. So I'm really glad that we used melee for this video, and I'm really happy with this video overall. So thank you very much for watching, guys. And regarding to the sponsor in the beginning of the video, I know I told you all that I would be slowing down on the sponsors, but instead of doing that, I decided that I'm going to be doing something very special on my Twitter for the old school RuneScape community with some of the money that I did receive from this sponsor, and I look forward to showing you guys what I'm talking about very soon. But until next time, Mr. No Sleep out.